Hello everyone, welcome to the update. I know some people are gonna see this and just be like, "Oh my god, wait, pre-update? He's gonna drop it?" It's like, no, it's not yet. It's not yet. I'm merely using this time to one stream again because I haven't in ages, and also I'm gonna be using it to figure out where all my files are specifically and just organize them. So I'll be just chatting to people, and hopefully we can have a good laugh at stuff. I'm just gonna post this up now. I'm starting up really early as well. There we go. I'm gonna just finish off a little bit more here. Just have a laugh and see what's going on, and then we're good to go. Bam. Lots of fun stuff. Right, so I doubt many people will be on at the moment, if any, primarily just because of the timing. But if anybody comes on, then we can talk to them. I'm gonna slap some music in the background. It's gonna be the piano collection for Undertale, and then yeah, we're just gonna get into stuff now. And I can figure out where all my files are because a few of them are just unusable, which is infuriating. And then I can back everything up because I did say I needed to do that. I know a lot of the level stuff is actually in the downloads folder. So I'm gonna do that while just chilling out. I just realized I just moved OBS here as well over to another window. So in my downloads file, I have like an absolute ton of the projects files. I'm gonna need to grab all of them and just put them in one place. All the audio stuff's in here as well. It's like all the old audio takes and stuff like that. Hey Voidley, how's things? I think I'm going to talk about some things to do with the update and stuff. Of course, because, you know, it's all for, you know, that way. I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. The thing is, and I'll say it now, I said it to the guys do the Minecraft build, or the Minecraft build team, the other night for a laugh after Under event. I watched them, and it was so funny, just because I was like, oh crap, I feel like I need to do more now. And I got asked since, was like, why do I feel like I need to do that? It's just like, because the presentations were so good. Right, so let's get all these files. I've got so many different files here now. Oh, that's an interesting one that I've got that I didn't know I had before. I literally just looked and was like, okay, spoiler character right in the characters folder. It's just like, okay, that's going well then. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna throw all of these in, like, all of the folders that I need in my backup folder, and then that's all gonna go on an external drive as well. So I should have 2 copies, one on hard drive that I can actually edit, and another one that I can easily get access to. And then I might even back up the backup just for the sake of it. Let's do sort by type here, I think. That moment where I'm trying to sort by certain types, and Windows is not having any of it. Hey John, hey memes. So yeah, hey everyone. It's the sock. So yeah, with everyone else coming in, I can talk a little bit more about it, but that Under event, oh, it was so good. So good, and yet has me wanting to absolutely go crazy now in terms of like how much work I want to do. Mainly not for competitiveness, but purely because, like, the presentations were set up so nicely. I'm just like, you know what, I really just want to outdo myself if I can again. You know, which is so funny. Here we go, let's go character file. Wait, why do I already have... Huh. For some strange reason, I already have that character backed up. That's interesting. Some of these, I might double check them. I know the sound test room I definitely need. Let's take all of the characters first and just put them in the same file. Oh, that's not good. It's the saying like, oh, you've already got these files. Let's just do file new, files from downloads folder, and then just put them all in there because then they're not copies or anything. I can just know immediately what's what. Let's see. Moody, remember simplicity. Yeah, that's fine for you to say, but like, and I don't mean it offensively, but it's just like, again, I'm not being competitive. I'm just like, you know what? I would so love it if I was viewing, if I just went all in on everything. You know, I feel like it's gonna be received well anyway, but the more I put in it, the more it's gonna be received well, if you get what I mean. So I'm just like, oh, I need this. I need to do as well as possible. You know. Voidley's still in school at the moment. How you doing anyway, John? I guess, well, you do you. Let's put it this way, right? Without sounding nasty, the way that I look at it is like, I can either make a update that I'm kind of happy with, that just about scrapes what I would consider to be an acceptable presentation. You know, like it has the new stuff in, but nothing too good. Or I can try and go all in and hopefully make it within like the next 2 months. And then it just absolutely blows everything that I've ever done out the water yet again. It's that whole thing of like, I keep thinking back to every other update I've done, and sure enough, I've easily outdone myself with this already when I go back through the Blender files. I'm a sucks, John. I've easily outdone myself. Like, but there's outdoing yourself, and then there's just saying, you know what, I really want to leave another impression with everybody. And the reason for that, again, is, you know, like when I did the first ever trailer that everybody's seen like a billion times, and everyone was like, oh, that's awesome, you know, and you can hear the, you know, the crowd in the events just be like, oh, this is so brilliant, you know. I want to get that kind of experience again, because I know it's nice, and I know people like that, but there's just about scraping that and being like, oh, this is cool, and then there's literally having everybody just losing their minds collectively. That's where I'd rather everybody have, you know, because I feel like that would really leave a massive impact. So yeah, it's just like, dude, I want to aim for that in terms of overall, like the way that I want to do the update. Oh my god, so many character files here. Let's just go. I'm gonna put all these character files into one file just called characters, then I'm gonna do environments and sound as well. Environments, sound. I'm even gonna do a new one for textures, because I'll probably need a backup for textures as well. Oh, I understand. I was going to suggest something when we eventually get to the release trailer. Hey, average. But yeah, again, it's that whole thing of if I can capture the feeling of like just seeing it, almost like you're seeing it for the first time again. If I can get that out of everybody, then I'm gonna be real happy, because that's gonna be it's a hard bar to hit, but at the same time, if I get it done, then I've got everybody. You know, in terms of like in the audience, I'll just have everybody just losing it collectively, and I'll just be like, there we go, I'm done. You know, I can at this point, I feel like I can mic drop pretty easily and just be like, there you go, update's done. But beyond that, it's like, well, you know, I've shown off the environments. I'm doing a little bit of animating right now on characters here and there. The coolest thing ever, though, would be to show off as much as I possibly can in terms of, like, the whole idea of getting the underground populated as much as possible. Because I've been on about this for literally ages, just being like, look, the whole point of this project is not only to tell a new story, but also to see the underground populated in HD as much as possible with familiar characters. And it's like, if I can hit that number, or rather that sort of idea of doing that in the event, I'm going to be so happy. Because that will win me the event in terms of, like, just having everybody be like, what? Because, again, it's that whole thing, like, I think I've seen people say it in, like, other videos for Undertale, where I think it was Super Eye Patch Wolf said it first that I heard, at least, where it was like, so yeah, everybody likes Undertale, obviously, and likes the individual little characters down to the very most minor one, to the point where they all have, like, their own fan creations or whatever. It's like, if I can hit as much of that as possible in terms of, like, here's this character, check out these in the background, this is exactly how you know, but in 3D, if I can get that, then we're all good, you know. You know how the intros usually have Voidly chatting? Why not flashback, but have all the memories be done in sprite animation? Oh my god. That would be cool, but the problem is it would probably take forever, you know? Like, with it being sprite animation, if I was going to do an idea like that, I should have started it, like, at least, like, last year. You know, just to make sure we knew we were going to be good for that kind of thing. Let's see. Oh. I'm just quickly backing up these new characters. There's some characters that I'm upset with recently, just because I've had to, like, edit them, or I've had to put them on a list of characters that I want to have remade by the character artist. Because, like, I've been saying for ages to this character artist, like, look, we've only got a couple left, it's okay, we're all good, you know, just take your time. We're so close to the end, because he's been making so many characters, or they've been making so many characters for me. And then, just the other day, I was like, okay, I'll try and import more characters into Snowdin, so I can do, like, a walkthrough of Snowdin, because I wrote up a load of ideas of, like, shots that I wanted, and then I was like, okay, let's go through and see which ones are easy, that I can get those just rendered off as quickly as possible with just doing, like, some animation stuff, like minor stuff, like either walk cycles or idles or something like that, just to show off it populated. Those are going to be the easiest. So I looked at them, got like 4 or 5, and I was like, okay, I can start doing that. Snowdin was one of them. And I was like, okay, I'll get the old model for Nakarat Jester. You know, the one that sits next to Scarf Mouse outside Grillby's. And I was like, okay, I'll have a look at Nakarat Jester's model. And it's just trash. It's just so trash. I can't use it. The old model that I have was from, like, I think MMD or something, from, like, DeviantArt. It is the worst thing to try and use ever, because all of the vertices are all over the place, and they're not welded at all. It is unsightly. It's the same pack that I got, like, Washua from and a bunch of others. It's just like, dude, I can't do this. There's so many errors in this, I've just got to get it remade. You know, so I'm brassed off about that. Just silly ideas as memes. Just finished a badass Iron Man build on Mass Builder. Nice. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, part of this stream obviously is just chatting to you guys while I'm making sure I'm backing up files here. And there are some characters that I'm like, wait a minute, who's that? Did I order this? And then I'm like, yes, I did. It's the only problem when I've got so many different files. I just need to make sure that I don't accidentally get rid of characters that I really need here, you know. Like, there's so many new characters that I've been getting recently. I touched on it in the whole thing, the video of, like, you're not ready for the update, or almost demo time, I think it was, where I said, like, nobody is ready for this update. It is so crazy, just how lucky I have been this year to find character artists that will actually help me and get some of the most awkward and obscure characters done in 3D. And, it's just nuts trying to back them all up now and be like, have I got the right ones? You know, make sure I got absolutely everybody. Apart from Gaster. Gaster's not in here. First model doesn't look as good no more. No offense. I mean, that's fair, but I'm not switching out the first one. The first one doesn't have as many issues as you'd think. The only issues it had were the movement of the pants at the knee, or the shorts that they're wearing, I think it is, for that model. So I ended up just editing that a little bit. I don't think anybody could be prepared to this, says memes. Like, I showed off. I did in the Immersiontale. In the Immersiontale Discord. Does the Pyrus model look bad? No. Like, I'd tell you if the other ones looked bad, because of it just being annoying for me, you know. But there's only been a couple where I've been like, okay, I'll either tweak materials or I'll just get the character redone. Like, the most annoying one recently has to be Nakrat Jester. That is just, I'm sat there with it for ages, just going, oh yeah, this character's great. I've got them in the back for using. And then next moment, it's like, no, you don't. You don't, because they're not there anymore. They're just bad, really bad. I'm just like, oh, great. But yeah, these are ones from like DA that I got to fill out the original roster. Some of them I've just had to get redone because of how bad they've been. Other ones, I'm like there's one recently that I really do enjoy. The only problem with them is just getting their animation done. I might do a bit of that later on, but not on stream, because it's a new character as doing like their intro, because I've been on about it for ages, and they were the first demo character I actually did, and then I ended up deleting the preview video, or rather putting it in the I think it was in the behind the scenes for when I show off like the behind the scenes and everything else together, because it just looks trash now, because it was the old version of Hotland that I was trying to use to try and get it done early and get like a visualization done, and yeah, it just looked trash compared to the new stuff. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Oh, that's effects. I forgot about effects as well. File new effects, because I've got so many effect files as well. Crazy. But yeah, when I was on my Discord, the Immersiontale Discord, a little while back, I did like a preview of the intro for the update, and everybody was just losing it. Like, I had a couple of people in chat, I think it was like Voidly, Lucky, and I can't remember, I think it was Happy. And yeah, we were just laughing at the update and the intro to it because of how funny it was. Let's see. I've been having more fun with physics as well, because like the physics thing has been helping out massively. Oh, I just remembered I've got that character as well now. That moment where I basically have most of the Undertale cast, and I'm just like, I remember this file, gotta make sure I don't lose it. Like, the best way to put it at the moment is, with the files that I've got, most of the cast is done. Like, outside of very small characters that you either won't remember or aren't as popular, which is terrible to say. You know, like, for instance, I don't have, say, like, Vegetoid, but I'll have some other ones that stand out a lot more. It's just like, oh, okay. It's crazy. But, again, it's so... Like, I mentioned it in the video, the demo video. But, honestly, I still don't properly believe this is real at the moment. Because I'm never normally this lucky. And, I'm more or less convinced that there's either something going on, or I'm just in, like, a dream phase, you know, like a dream period at the moment in my life. Because it's so crazy. It's like, I can go and ask for, say, like, the most obscure character ever for modeling, and the next minute it's like, yeah, you've got the model now. I'm like, whoa, wait, what? It's like, yeah, this is really easy to use as well. Have fun with that. I'm just like, oh, what? It is absolute insanity in terms of just how lucky I've got. Let's see. Effects. Like, I couldn't get any more lucky at this point if I could try. Although saying that, the only other way I could have been luckier is if we'd have managed to get into Under Event. But the thing is, like, Under Event would have really stressed me out, especially with having a kid as well. Because, like, of all the effort that went into that, I don't think that would have been feasible. So I'm actually glad we didn't go for that, or rather, we did go for it, but didn't get lucky enough to get in. Shout out to Under Event as well, because they just retweeted me basically saying, like, yeah, I'm getting ready for this massive update. It's going to be great, you know. I didn't expect that. I was just, like, chilling out, and then next moment Under Event's like, yeah, we're retweeting you. I'm like, oh, okay, so I might need to post something on there as well. Where's my... Ah, there it is. I'm just collecting all the stuff here. I've got an interesting one going on there. Backing up stuff. Average says, also wish I didn't start my fan game a week before Under Event. It's like swap fell doom thing. Yeah, like, I had a look at the requirements for Under Event, and I was like, I wonder why I've not been lucky, because of some of the other projects that got in. Like, I was talking to a few of the creators just to see what was going on, but what I reckon has happened is that I've actually either just been, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you're just not lucky enough this time, dude, it's fine. Or it's because I wasn't deemed to have enough content. That's me speculating and not obviously throwing shade. It's just the whole thing of, I think it's because, you know, like, up until now, I've shown more or less, like, most of the footage that I had from, like, when I was getting the project ready, and then little bits of update footage here and there, but I've been reusing it strategically to get the most out of it as possible, including some of the behind the scenes and, like, really old alpha build stuff. But, like, now it's a case of, well, that's all done and dusted, you don't have that anymore, so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens after that. And I just realized I need to do that one. Where is it? Where is that file? I need to find that. It's funny because I could just open Blender and then save these files into the correct ones, but that's that. Wait, what? Why is that in there? I've put like a character from Snowden for some strange reason in a file for somebody from freaking Waterfall for no reason. Where are you? There you are. Paste. I just need this all backed up. If I forget even one thing, it's gonna be terrible. Right, let's start doing more of these environments. Oh, I also need to put the HDRIs in the correct place. Average says, no, it's an Undertale fan game. It's Swap Feltake, but in Doom style. Interesting. In the boss fight scenes, can you make a few references to popular Undertale boss artwork? I could do. What have you got in mind, Joel? It's like the only thing that I'm worried about at the moment is the boss fights, primarily because, like, obviously I have no sort of experience when it comes to choreography or fight scenes, which is going to sound terrible when I'm doing an entire animation that's kind of based off that kind of thing. But it's like, if I can just kind of get a feel for it just a little bit, hopefully it won't be too bad. If I put the HDRIs in the same file that I got that from, that should be fine. Gotta make sure I got all of this stuff. Wait, what? Huh. Okay. There's the mock-up for Heartland there. I forgot I had those. I'm gonna have to start moving some of these other ones. So many files that I can't get rid of here, or if I get rid of them, I've got to make sure that they're exactly right. Let's see. I think that will work, right? Oh yeah, it will. Yeah, that one needs to go in. Oh, that one needs to go in the other file. Oh wait, I've already got that one? Skip these files. That moment where I've already transferred one of them, it's like, excuse me, what? Come on. Ah, there we go. Okay, that's another one I'm going to need then. Files, environments. Textures. I do not want to leave any of these behind. Oh, there's another environment that I've... Where's the... Environments. Okay. There's one. Textures. This is one thing that, like, I did not want to miss out on because of... Oh, I'm going to need to put scenery in here as well. Because the fact that I've been needing to back up for, like, forever, basically. I've been like, oh, I'll do it. I've been holding off backing up for so long, primarily just because of, like, how much I've been collecting. Let's see. That's an actual environment, I think. Let's just double check that one. Yes, it is. And then I'll come back to chat as well. There's some pieces of scenery that I need to do there. Hotland textures, let's grab those. Waterfall, Snowden. Actually, no, Snowden's the actual thing. Let's see. And then I'll catch up now on chat. Let's see. Ictorial's pupils glow orange, and Papyrus's eyes glow blue. Undyne's glow yellow. Muffet's glow pink. Metaton's glow pink. Asgore's with a eyeshadow, a glowing red star eye. That's it. Not so sure about that one, primarily just because, like, I know where you're going with it. Like, I'll confirm. I've got Toriel's eyes glowing, but instead of orange, I have them glowing the red color that they are in the sprites for her. I've not had Papyrus's glow. Undyne's glows yellow for the like certain scenes with her. Muffets, I've not had them do anything yet, although I could do. I might have them do that just for the same as the tiny spiders. Metaton, I suppose I could do. With Asgore, I've had him referenced from what was it? Gaster's Great Escape, the comic for a while. They're both orange and blue, so he's got heterochromia eyes. Like, it's not a hard thing to do. It's just the whole thing of, like, whether it works. Let's see. Just trying to see what other textures I have to back up here. Because I can't afford to miss anything. What? Skip some of these? They're the same. Why? Have I already transferred those? Oh, it's because of... Okay. That moment where I'm like, what? Environments. Grillbees. Grillbees was a big one recently. I need that. Well, though it's still transferring particle effects. Like, redoing Grillbees was nuts. That took a while, including the scene that I did in it. Resort to Corbridge, core interior. I think I've got that. Oh no, there's a textures. I've already got those. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let's see. Hey, Doge! Doge, did you... has the number gone up, by the way? It'd be so... Dude, do you want me to get you in VC for a laugh? I could get you in VC just while I'm doing this. Yeah. Give you like a proper introduction and everything. Yeah, just let me give you a call. This is gonna be so funny. Where you at? There you are. you need to be online. That moment where I'm sorting out so many files. Ah, there we go. There we go. Hello. And before it's like got the wrong setup for Discord or whatever, because I've been audio messing up before. Yeah, it has, probably by the look of it. Hang on. God damn it. This is great. I did a Windows update before and it messed up everything. Oh no, it's actually set correctly here. It's actually set correctly for Discord. Why the heck isn't it letting you speak? I don't even... You're not muted. He hates me. I can't believe this. No, no. Hang on. Try ringing me instead. I'll answer and see if it does it that way. Why is it not ringing? Hello? Oh my god. No, it's not doing it. Why is it not doing it? This should work. That moment where it's just like problem after problem. It should work. My setup, my input device is obviously my mic setup, and then it's got my headphones set up correct, and apparently it's just like not having it. Hang on, let's try that. No, what the hell is going on? It's like it won't let me. This is Windows for you. This is what happens when you this is abysmal behavior. No! Hey Green, this is what happens when you do a Windows update. It worked yesterday, I know, right? I updated since then. Get this right, my computer updated 3 times in a row, and I was like, what's going on here? And then before stream, I was trying to work it out, because like it just wouldn't let my headset connect. And I turned around to my wife, and I was like, I think Microsoft screwed me, because I can't seemingly hear anything. And she was like, okay, we'll go through this. Tried going through it with her. We managed to get stuff working. I'm just like, I have no clue. Let's try this. Oh my god, there we go. There we go. Dude, I was freaking out there.
What was it?
It was Discord had been messed around with for some reason, and my audio output had like changed.
I told you, Discord's gonna do that. I said it in Discord.
It wasn't just that though. Like I was saying, when I got those 3 updates last night, I was like, okay, I'll do them for the sake of it, because it's been pestering me for like weeks. And then I do it, and it's like, so anyway, we've disabled one of your headset jacks. And I'm like, wait, what? It's like, yeah, so now you're deaf, have fun with that. And I'm just like, ah.
See, that's what happens when you try to, like, do things late. It hates you. They're like, well, now you're doing it late, we must inconvenience you.
It'd be terrible if I was doing a proper update and it did this. I'd be like, no! Oh.
Wait, so if that was the case, did you just not hear anything the entire stream?
For this stream, I've only heard a little bit of background music recently, but like for the one for Under event I heard, and for yours, like the Discord we did afterwards, I heard. It's like literally between yesterday and today, me updating, it just screwed me before I came on live.
That is embarrassing. This guy's a streamer. I hope you know that, chat. He streams weekly. He's done 4 streams in the last week, and he can't get his audio working. That is embarrassing. He has a wife. That's humiliating.
I'm sat here just watching this bar for like particle effects and everything just go up while I'm getting smack talked here.
Like, I want to see the bar. Let chat see the bar.
No, because then it'll show all the files on the side and all the spoilers.
Oh, you and your spoil. Imagine having to hide content for spoilers. That's crazy. I wish I understood the feeling, but you know, thankfully I don't have to deal with that. So.
Obviously, you don't have to deal with that now. Like the funniest thing was when, like, obviously without saying anything, I remember I asked you before the event in one of the YouTube live streams. I was like, dude, so how you doing with the stuff? Like, how's work going? And you were just like, I can't talk about anything. This is terrible. It's just like, oh no.
No, you were like, there was too much, but context gave it away if anyone guessed. Like, it was very easy to guess, and you're like, the stream ended 5 seconds after.
It's like, bam, there we go. Oh.
A shiver went down my spine that night.
So here, important question for you after the event. Has the amount that you posted in terms of subs, has that like doubled again or what?
What was it? What was
200, I think you said the last time.
Yeah, so I was on... What was I on before the event? I should know. I'm gonna look at my stats.
It was on your announcements, but...
Yeah, that's just how much... Yeah, I can... That requires me looking at analytics, okay? Okay, let's see. Well, I can do this. I can do this. It's gone up another 100.
Oh, nice! Congrats!
It's, 300 subs in 2 days is crazy. That's crazy. This has only happened one other time, which was just before I hit 1k. And now we're on our way to hit 3k.
Dude, I think you're actually gonna pass me, like, really easy at this point. Like, obviously, no competition, but...
It's slowing down. It's definitely slowing down because the event's over. But
yeah.
I'm gonna hit 3k, I hope. I beg.
Be good if you do.
One day I'll be as good as my streamer Moody Data. One day. But until then, I'll just like take my 5p a month. I don't even get that. I don't have monetization.
I hate the way that they raised the bar for monetization, because, like...
yeah.
They keep doing it. And I remember, I only just made it to the first, one of the first requirements, I think it was, for it. And then they upped it immediately afterwards, and I was like, Jesus!
Yeah, no, it's like... The thing and you're probably also struggling with, 4,000 watchtowers. That's the one I cannot get.
I don't think I even have that now, to be honest. Hang on.
I'm always at 3,000.
I don't even have that. I have like 145.
How?
I have. For the past 28 days, I've had like 5k views, 145 watched hours, that's it. It's just like, oof. But that's mainly because I'm absolutely tanking at the moment. It's what happens when you cater to a certain demographic, then you decide to do a massive animation project and more or less just not exactly ignore that demographic, but you kind of just go, guys, I'm putting everything on hold because this is really important to me right now, and everyone's like,
this is what happens when you put things on hold and then you don't make a thumbnail for your videos.
Custom thumbnails for every single video would be rough when you think about how many videos I put out.
It makes a huge difference though.
True. The funniest part is I've been told this before.
When no one's getting it. It's not like you're up. It's not like thumbnails are easy. I say as I don't like making them, but I not to tip my own horn. I think I'm sub-average at making them now. Meet my best friend, Paint.net. We go way back. I hate Photoshop.
Ah! There we go. Oh, I was just looking for a one certain character file, and I just found it. It was just randomly lying around.
Oh my god.
This...
When I animated, I was too scared to touch any of my files in case it couldn't locate it again. So I just like... It was scattered about my downloads, my desktop, blah blah blah, and I couldn't touch it. And this is the same for Under Event, because I've made so many different renders, so many re-renders and everything of every single shot, every single variant, and everything. If I lost one of those shots just because I decided to start organizing, the trailer wouldn't be able to... We would have failed. So I've got, like, at least 50 gigabytes worth of footage scattered across the place, and I'm too scared to touch any of it.
I remember you saying that the other day, where you were just like, dude, if I touch any of this, we would have been screwed. And I'm in the same situation in where, because of me saving stuff in Blender, and then it looks where the directory is and goes, okay, I'll get those files from there in future. If I don't have them found, it'll have to then go through the process of trying to find them all over again, depending on where I'm moving them. So I'm like, okay, maybe I just back these up and then don't delete anything from the folder just in case. Because
people wonder why we have no storage.
Well, it's like, I think I still have... How much have I got left here? Files. PC. I've still got...
Hang on, I have to interrupt. I have to run to the oven real quick.
That's fine, man. That's fine.
you yell at chat.
Green says, I can give you my custom thumbnails, they'll all be memes. So, in terms of like characters and animation and stuff, Green, you know, I said to you, I'm doing your character again. I got reference for them recently, so I'm gonna literally start on that one again. What I'll do is, I'll send you a preview of what I did previously. The reason for me restarting it though was one, it looked pretty rough because I was still kind of getting used to the timing on the animation at the time. Two, I wanted it just done as a visualization, and I was like, okay, that doesn't look too bad for overall character movement, but since then I've improved a lot. And then on top of that, it's like, the background was basically alpha version of Hotland, so it looked terrible, and I was like, I can't be showing off anything less than what I've reached now, otherwise it'll look bad. So it's like, I'll just redo it, and it'll all be good. It's like, recently, I started collecting stuff for the interior of, MTT Resort. Populating that, that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna send you my reaction to this epic news in DMs. I'll send you the, like, where are you? There you are, that's you, right? Yes, it is. Okay, I'm gonna send you the preview file now. So that you're the only one that has this. Give me a sec. This is gonna be shown off at the event anyway, but, behind the scenes, where we at? So many different characters. Where are we? Is it that one? I think it might have been that one. I'm just gonna check with one of the other ones I've done. Yeah, I think it was that one. Copy? It's like 6 megs. Can I put that in? Here's where I just send it to somebody else and then just completely ruin that. I think that's the right one. Hopefully, at least. I want it if it's footage. No. I only send footage to like the cast members that are actually voicing the specific characters. I feel like nothing's been announced yet. So yeah, I'm gonna reanimate that, and it's gonna be even better. Whereas the old lad I voiced as memes, I need to grab that. Memes, I need to find that file, because that's one of the other files that I need to actually check up on. Some of the older files, I just need to make sure I have them still. Audio-wise, I need to make sure that I have them backed up. And also that I've deleted some of the ones that are not going to be used because of people leaving the project for different reasons. Which is one of those awkward moments where it's like, okay. Oh, I've already got waterfall textures there, and Snowden EX, that'll be the environment, right? Yes, it will. Have I put Undyne's house interior in there? No, I haven't. Let's see. There's the lab. The dog shrine. That moment where I'm just like throwing over every single file I got in hopes that everything just backs up exactly how I want. There's the only problem, if I delete anything here and it's the wrong file, then I risk losing massive portions of the projects. It's like, I better not do that. This is just like a backup and not delete stream. I'm going back to playing Undertale Red and Yellow, says Memes. Should be in DM still. Okay, okay. I'll have a look. Hey, Classic! Can't wait to watch your new animations. Moody, you've not forgotten Gaster, have you? Yeah, I've forgotten about Gaster. Like, hell, I can include all the characters from, like, the multiverse and still not care about Gaster. It's like I joked at Under event saying, like, why has Gaster always got to be the bad guy, or even in some Undertale projects for a laugh. No. I could literally just pick anyone from the multiverse right now and put them in and it would work. Given a little bit of messing around here and there. Just to make sure it makes sense, and then bam, there we go, you know. Heck, I could probably put ink in at this point. No, not the sock! I say that and it's like, no, the sock's there. What did you think of the newest Under event? I loved it. I loved it, but it's put so much stress on me now. I'm like...
Sigma.
So, let's ask Doge. Doge, what's your opinion of how much Gaster's used in fan projects?
Oh, my favorite character, the royal scientist Wayne Gaster. I think, you know, he is a guy. That's my insightful thoughts. There you go.
The only reason I ask is because I think I either mentioned it to you or somebody else recently, where I was like, I wonder what it'd be like if Gaster just never existed to begin with, like, how popular fan games would be, or what fan games would have been produced and what wouldn't have been produced because of him.
I think it's impressive how, like, Toby can, like, throw 3 references to the guy, and suddenly the fandom uses this as their basis for everything.
Yeah.
I guess that's just how it rolls, but, you know, good job. One character, a single character name drops in.
It's all good.
It's all great. No, also, something I was thinking about earlier, which is why I wanted to join the it's not why, but it was something I thought was funny.
Oh.
So, you know how, like, a million and one fan projects, like, have Sans, like, gain his eye ability from some mad science experiment or something?
Yeah.
I think it's really cool, but something I just remembered is that while, yeah, it's, like, visually, like, him using magic, I feel like people forget that the origin of the color, it just means patience.
Mm.
And the other one is just... What's it called? What's the yellow one? I should know this. It's justice! Why do I not know that? It's Undertale Yellow. But like, yeah. So everyone's like, oh, Papyrus is orange because, you know, blue and orange, that's the two,
yeah.
That's the 2 magics. What's the soul orange color?
I can't remember at the moment.
Oh my god, we're such fake fans.
I know, right? It might also be because I'm just trying to look around and make sure I've got all these effects.
No, this is embarrassing for both of us. I think we should retire.
I'm stopping. Project's cancelled. There we go.
There you go. See, now you don't have to worry about it.
I can go back to just streaming. Let's see.
Is there not an orange one? Am I crazy?
Bravery?
Bravery. I guess Papyrus fits Bravery. I guess oh fuck, now I have to agree with the fan games.
The problem with it is that a lot of the main cast can kind of fit with a couple of them when you think about it a little bit. It's weird.
What does purple mean if we want to give Toriel purple for color's sake?
I just had it open then for a sec. Perseverance.
I don't know if we can give her that.
So it's like...
yikes.
so we've got orange is bravery, perseverance is purple, patience is cyan, blue is apparently integrity, green is kindness, and then...
Oh, I guess Sans is integrity. No, here's the thing. I think Sans fits integrity or patience, because his patience is the entire joke. Which is why it looks cyan, but also... integrity for the whole judgment. I guess he fits both blue. And I guess the soul magic start blue.
Average in chat says, you're wrong, the colours mean nothing in canon.
/J. Well, /J means /jet out of here.
What the
Yeah,
heck?
I was reading the whole Soul Color Association like as a little Easter egg to fan games, and I was like,
Hmm.
would that even work? Because now that I think about it, they're meant to represent Soul Color. Wait, why? Oh, I'm thinking. Wait, so orange is bravery, and blue is integrity. That does fit Asgore quite well, actually. Damn. Damn. What? Why, Toby Fox? Why did you, like, stick with your writing? I hate you.
Are we talking about the Lantern Corps, says Damon?
The Lantern Corps? Huh?
It's from Green Lantern from DC. You know, the comics.
Me when I don't read.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm allergic to reading. I'm an Undertale fan.
This is like the astrology thing, says Average. It's always going to fit everyone in a way. Oh, yeah. I can see that.
No, because astrology, you know how they were talking about how, like, eventually your star sign will change? What is the star sign after Capricorn? Do you know anything?
I'm focused here!
Star!
I'm focused on like 576 files that I have to back up.
Whatever, I'll just talk to chat while you organize your files.
I'm sorry.
Hi, chat. I'm talking to you because this guy fucking sucks. Sorry.
Oh my god.
But like, guys, I resonate with Capricorn. Okay, and if that changes, I don't know what I am anymore. Because obviously, I have to base my entire personality around my star sign. So if it fits, what do I do when it changes? Do I have to change myself? Like, what if this is a genuine concern of mine? What do I do?
Average in chat put hello chat talk, man. No.
That's me. I'm Talk. Sometimes known as man.
So, Doge, did it take you a day to calm down after the event, by the way?
Oh, that's bold assuming I've calmed down.
I was just... The only reason I even made that assumption was primarily because I know you were, like, super excited and nervous before and then after. And then I'm like, okay, I think he looks like he took a day out to maybe calm down?
I took a day out because I've been at work.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough!
Like, I just got home, and okay, I've had very conflicting feelings because I watched like 2 reactions. The general reaction to the trailer was pretty good. The thing that really hurts me is that I saw a reaction that was kind of low-key toxic about some of the event, but I was curious anyway to get to the build, and they were, I don't know, their chat and the person was just kind of mean.
Huh.
They were kind of just like, yeah, it's just a map, you know, like it's just Minecraft. Like if it had like bosses and stuff, that would be like a thing. But this shouldn't be an event if it's just a map. And then the chat was like, yeah, Mortal looks kind of mid and stuff. I'm just sitting there like, huh?
So you do realize how long this took, right? It's like, oh my god.
Just that, like, there is 2 different waterfall palettes.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
What would you do about it if it's not those 2? Like, the only other block we have is Blackstone, which I do have too. It's just not in the trailer.
When I've been watching all of the event stuff, I've deliberately been going ahead and going straight to your stuff, and then like no joke, I've been going straight to your stuff to see what the reaction is to your stuff, and then I've been going to Souls Linked because I just love. Out of everything, I like those 2 projects the most.
Oh, Souls, like, how have you been keeping up with the project, or did you just find out about it?
I just found out and was like, this is my thing, you know.
I've been keeping up with it for months, and then when I joined the event, like, I noticed they were there, and I was just like, I had to ping them. I was like, holy shit, hi. I didn't know you were here.
But yeah,
That was so cool. And then I got to see the work in progress for
the
all the things. So.
the thing that I noticed in terms of like feedback for the Minecraft stuff was that yeah, people were kind of going, wait a minute, Waterfall's first part looks a little bit more swampy. You know, like the color palette,
I
right?
love watching people being like, wait, it looks really good, but I wish there was like more blue. And then you cut to
Yeah,
the blue
yeah.
one and they're like, oh, there it is.
Exactly right. That's what I was about to say. It's like I feel like everybody was turning around and basically just being like, "Oh, maybe it should actually be blue instead because this looks oh, there it is." So it's almost like they were expecting it to all be that palette and it's like if they'd have like you'd expect them to go back now and watch the dev stuff and then understand from your point of view why you've done it because it does make sense. It makes a hell of a lot of sense.
You know what's even funnier though?
Yeah.
I don't mention it in any of my videos. If I had to critique myself, something I hate about my videos that I'm gonna try fix is the fact that obviously we both know I rant about it all the time on the stream and stuff, but like in the videos themselves, I don't mention any of these reasons. I just say we figured out a solution. I don't say we're happy or anything.
We
So
figured
people are
this
just
out.
like, bro, what map? Is this a self-advertising moment?
Go for it, go for it.
Well, have you ever considered Undertale in Minecraft, right? Now that's a very known concept, but like imagine without texture packs and on a giant scale, like terraforming wise, like all hand done, like really, really big, really cool looking. And I would send my link in chat if it didn't delete my messages.
Wait,
Actually,
what?
does it? Does it?
Does it?
No, it doesn't. Ha! You have no moderation in chat. That's concerning.
I could just put Nightbot on and have it do auto mod for me like I've done in the past.
Nightbot, I have a toxic relationship with, okay? What's it called? You should get it, you should get it if you just type... Actually, I have no idea. I don't know how to find my build.
I'll grab it real quick. I'll just go YouTube and search.
If you just type the Undertale build project, my trailer should be the first one.
I'll put it up in chat. Yeah, there it is from a day ago.
Not
No.
to be mistaken for the Minecraft Undertale project, which someone has also been doing. Theirs is really cool though.
Oh, I'm gonna
like a survival one.
I love the way while you were introducing that as well, Finale was playing. I was so badass.
Really serious.
You should totally add me to this call to screen. I might do that in a sec, Green. Hang on. So there we go. There's the video. I'm gonna play it in chat for a laugh.
You wouldn't.
Boom, boom, boom. Gonna give you the views.
You're so cool. Have I ever told you that?
Just give me a sec.
You know what's humiliating? It's not humiliating. I just think it's really funny. Every single time I say the words, it just helps with the immersion. Every time I'm like, immersion, like the hit thing, immersion tail.
Quick!
No, every single time, and I forget. Not everyone knows what immersion tail is. This isn't like a really known thing.
No, it
every
isn't.
time I say the word immersion, I'm just like the Undertale thing, immersion tail.
He said the bit. He said the bit. Let's do this. Yeah, I'll put. Where is it? Where's the? Oh, there we go. Trying to get the window properly set up here beforehand.
I showcase it with shaders, though the more intense part. Oh, I have a little rant for that. So I did have shaders for Snowden and stuff. Well, for Snowden because you can see from the thumbnail, Snowden with shaders because it's not got a roof yet looks incredible. But the problem is the consistency with having shaders and no shaders. I did originally have that. But then they gave feedback and they're like, maybe we should keep it consistent. Oh, my trailer's on screen.
There we go. Hang on, let me.
I'll be quiet.
I'm gonna put window capture over here and then just put that in the background. Okay. Right, so yeah, if you've not seen this, I'm just gonna let it speak for itself because I still have the funniest reaction ever before we go into this of just like watching this and then just when it kicks off after Snowden, just be like, oh hell, I've got so much more work to do, even though I don't feel like it. So...
Oh, bestie, the amount that our trailer is held together by stitches and things that people don't realize is really funny.
I remember you saying. But anyway, let's get into this.
I'm gonna like watch along if I can hear it.
Hopefully you can.
It's audible on stream.
Oh, so loud. Hang on. I love the way when you watch this from like any other person's perspective, they're normally just like, okay, it's the ruins. Looks kind of nice. Let's see where it goes from here.
Snowden.
Yeah, and then the moment we go into this transition now, it's like, oh.
I think a lot of people expected it to end at the ruins because it's like a black screen.
Maybe, yeah.
Little nondescript gender child has entered the world.
No, Damon.
Damon.
We don't need more jiggle physics. Oh. Here's the bit where everyone's like, is that waterfall? I'm not so sure. There's no blue.
Yeah,
there's
blue guys. It's just water and stuff.
It is waterfall. There's the houses. It's like, yeah, it is. Next minute, oh my god, nope, there it is.
You could use a little bit more blue.
The funniest part is, like you said, when I'm looking at this, it's like the amount of work going into it is insane just because it's all placed by hand. But, like you mentioned the other day where you were like, half of this is like the music selling it really hard, and then the other half is what's on screen and the camera shots. And a lot of those like wide camera panning shots really help sell it so hard.
It was really difficult getting panning shots when, like, next to none of the build was, like, possible to showcase at an angle. Like, Hotland was difficult. To get that one shot of Hotland, we had to build, like, half of the entire cavern.
No.
Like, just because it would be visible if, like, the cavern ended. So we literally had to build half a cavern for one shot.
Jeez.
That's like the difficulty with trying to get like shots and stuff for a trailer, is that you think you only have to build one wall, but like there's a lot more if you want the camera to work.
Still so good. Seriously, like just those shots and that music just sell it so goddamn hard.
Oh, the music is so good. I'm just obsessed with the fact. My favorite thing about the music is that the person I got to make the music for the trailer is the same person who made the music for my very first Undertale build time lapse.
I remember you saying, because I remember them being in chat.
Yeah, because like I can't remember how, because like I think
they just said they really liked your build.
By chance. Thank you. Shaders though, let me get into that. So the thing is, right, shaders in Snowden was quite cool. Shaders in the ruins, I think these days it would look nicer because it used to not have as much like detail, so it really relied on the vanilla lighting. But now that there's more lights and shapes, I think it would work. The catch's waterfall is because we've done it so everything is very specifically lit, but shaders changed the entire lighting engine, right? So, like, some things look good. I think the non-blue cavern looks good because it's more like a vanilla cave, so it knows how to react with it. But like the blue one is very difficult. You'd have to change a lot of shader settings to really capture the vibe or colors that you're meant to go with. You can use invisible lights if it's too dark. See, the thing is, because we're not using any well, we are using external tools to delete the world and stuff, but like we're not using any command blocks or light blocks or like commands or like world edit to terraform. It's the idea is that it should be technically possible to build any part of it in survival Minecraft. Obviously, no one's going to do it because it's insane. But if you take the palette and we're like, I want to build that in vanilla, like we have to work out how to do the lighting and stuff without any of the cheaty blocks, because one, we started it in survival, so naturally that was what we're going to go, and because I think that's just a lot cooler. It gives like such a big challenge to it without it like a lot of builds would do that, and I think it makes the build that much more interesting because it uses a lot of workarounds that a lot of people would have to do in survival. So if there's any cool techniques and stuff you see on the build, you could use it in survival because we're not using any external stuff. Anyway, sorry, I kind of like took over.
No, it's fine, it's fine. The thing that I saw in some comments was like, wait a minute, is this the other Minecraft mod, or is this the one, like, have they used like additional tools to build all of this? And then you had like a couple of people coming in and just be like, no, this is all built by hand. You know, that's the worst thing ever is I don't think people quite understood it fully, where it's like, the only thing I would critique on it is you would have benefited with one like little line in there, just at some point, just saying,
yeah, in
like,
the credits or even the description. I guess the description wouldn't do much.
just
but, like, even the credits, if we could like throw in a line,
yeah,
like, hand place build or something. But honestly, I think it's kind of funny that way, because if people do go into the build to find out and then they find out after, it's like a double whammy. Like, you think you've got the like you think you figured it out, and it's like, oh, that's cool.
yeah.
Let me follow it. It's what?
You mean this is taken how long because it's placed by hand? What?
So it's it's like a little secret that like people get to find out and then lose their shit over. Yeah, I have like 500,000 stone placed. What about it? Yeah, Squid has placed 1,000,000 stone. What about it?
And then the funny story you had from the other day where you were just like, so anyway, I went down to Squid's house for the first time ever, and basically it was just to do the trailer stuff, and then slept in his bed, and then that was it.
Yeah, so Squid has been away from his house for like a month or two, right? He lives in Wales, I live in Scotland. It's a trek. And he doesn't just like live in a city. He lives in like a farm. So it's like a big far away, right?
Right.
We've met up a few times in real life, but this is the first time I'm going somewhere and on my own.
Okay.
So, I go down to his, stupidly anxious because I went to meet his family, which are very much never online. They're very much like work people because they own a farm. Like, it's the sort of people.
Yeah.
So me, who has internet sense of humor and stuff, was obviously nerve-wracked, but it was fine. I think. I don't think they hate me. And yeah, we went down there. I baked him a cake because it was an easy way to break me in. And then I was like, look, Squid, I know you've not been home for 2 months, and the first time you're home, I'm also here. But, and it's great, but you've been away for 2 months. I need help with the trailers, Squid. I pulled out the laptop, and I was like, we're not sleeping until we figure out the start of this and all the transitions. Because I was only down there for like, I think 3 or 4 days, and that was the. Do you know how incredible it is to get like live feedback for like having someone there in person? If you're like, does this
so much easier?
Look, yeah, like the direct feedback and them able to take over where they can is so convenient.
Oh, the last time I did something like that literally was when I was in university. That's like 2009.
That's crazy.
Oh. But yeah.
Uni, I hate uni.
That's one of those things that's gonna stick with you in terms of it being both a funny memory and also one thing that you can look back on and just be like, this was awesome, you know?
It's so dumb. It's really dumb. I think it's also funnier, but because I went down, like Squid was leaving again to do more stuff when I was leaving. So we were both when he came back to see his family and that after all the time being away, I was just there. and then we both left at the same time. So I just stole his bed. He didn't get to sleep in his bed the entire time. So he just. I don't know if he's slept in it since. I think he's at his house. I think he has finally gone home. I think he finally got to use his bed. And it was fine. It was fine. And then on the very last day, I was like, "Cool, we didn't even make a mess of everything." And then when we're packing up like his laptop and stuff, I knocked Juice onto the pillow.
No.
And then but we had to leave.
Oh God.
You're welcome, Squid. I love you. I'm sure his mum enjoyed that.
Oh.
So yeah, if you ever need to make a trailer, organization is key.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm sure you're gonna handle your one fine. I'm sure you've not got any extra warning or that.
It's like I was mentioning at the beginning of the stream, you know, like especially when I told you the other day where I was like, dude, I feel so much under pressure right now after the event is mainly, and I've been trying to explain it to a couple of people. It's like the easiest way that I can think about it from my perspective is it's not nerves that are getting me. It's the whole thing of like from my perspective, I've just been trying to do the best that I can. And obviously I've been getting better and better over time with it to the point where like for a while now, until like this stream, I've not streamed anything to do with Immersiontale properly. And I've only dropped like a couple of updates, primarily because I've just been working so hard on it. And the way that I'd put it is like every other update has been me kind of getting things together slowly, building more of the stuff out, meeting new creators and getting new ideas to how to solve issues with certain parts of like the underground. And then it's like I'm thinking about it from my perspective and I'm like, yeah, I've done these environments and everything, they look cool and I've got these characters. And when I talk to everybody else, it's like, oh, that's enough just to show off the environments and these characters, not necessarily together, but that's enough. And I'm thinking to myself, well, every other update I've done that, but this one I've sold for basically a year of just, no, this has to be better than every other thing that I've done. It has to show off at least bits of the concept. And I'm like, okay, let's see what I can do here. And I started getting, I think it was like 14, it was either 14 or 20 shots done really early, of which I'm still happy with, that actually show off like interactions between characters in the places that they're meant to be close to the game. I'm like, okay, those are good, those are good. And then I started doing new ones in the newer areas, and I'm just like, oh my god, this looks so good. And then it's like, okay, so I have trailer content, kinda. But do I just want to do a trailer, or do I want to go all in and be like, okay, this is everything that's come before in terms of like little bits of development here and there that you may have seen. Here's the stuff that's led up to the like where we are now with the inspiration, the background between interactions with everybody and how everybody's come to this point. And then here's everything on top of that, so it kind of sells it as the 1-2 whammy of like, okay, build up the emotion, get everybody like, oh, I remember this. This is cool. Oh, this is funny kind of thing. And then be like, okay, here's the environments, and now here's every other character that you would expect in those environments as well, plus a couple of extras. You know, it's like it's like when I said the moment I saw the panning shot with that music in yours, I don't know why, but I was just like, oh shit, I'm gonna need to do more work now.
It's even funny, I didn't even know that we were gonna be able to have the castle, because the castle was as a concept, but you could tell it was like it was on the end. It was the final shot because one, it was an incredible shot to have.
Hmm.
But we had to leave it at the end because if we weren't able to finish it, we had to be able to take it out.
Hmm.
And we were so close to not finishing it. Like the castle was figured out, like so close to the end. Even then, Ashton, it took her months before she even like could look at it. And the cave isn't even like fully done. We only built half of the cave, and the roof isn't real.
Oh.
But like for the trailer, it works. Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
gonna look like that in the actual build. So it's not lying. It's just we did not have time to do it. So yeah. Honestly, I think something that you're if you want to like sell Immersiontale, something I think Immersiontale would really benefit from is like. So you know how I've got that trailer, but something I made was the 1 minute trailer, which showcased what we had so far in that.
Yes.
That, to be fair, I did make that to get into Under Event, and I didn't tell anyone that. I was like, wow, this is a really good trailer. I'm just gonna upload it. But like, I think Immersiontale would benefit from like just a really short showcase of like the environment and characters in it, like with some music, like a little short trailer, just to get people. I'm gonna say get enough
more interested or even knowing.
Because the talking is great for people who are intrigued about it.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. But you can't drop a trailer and have all the talking before it because people are not going to stick around for it.
Yeah.
So having a trailer or showcasing the best of it with some music for, like on its own will hook people who have no idea what it is, and it'll give the ability to reach a wider audience without having to. You don't have to do the talking; it will do the speaking for you.
True.
Then you can talk about it.
Maybe I should split the update up then, because then it would cut down massively on the time. Like I'm looking at the timeline and I'm like, this is a feature presentation on its own. What you know?
Yeah, you're treating it like it's a PowerPoint presentation, but you can.
I mean, it really is.
This is content. Like you can treat this as you will. You can split this into like talking about different locations. Like you can do a waterfall discussion video. Like what I personally would probably do is like drop a trailer showcasing everything, get people hooked, and then if you want to like showcase like talking about it and stuff, you can drop like the waterfall explanation and the hot explanation, and you can like shorten those into like simpler things. So then you get your thoughts out on each one, but it's like more bite-sized pieces as opposed to a daunting 1 hour video for someone who doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's. When I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, I'll try and do the same because the whole thing is I've been trying to do the same format for all the updates, and I've noticed it just been getting progressively bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm like, oh no, it's like you were saying about the small video for doing it. I did literally one of them for the same reason for getting into Under Event. And I just was not lucky. And it was like, the problem is, it was 4 minutes long, and it was because I was trying to show off everything in terms of like the animation, the environments, try and give it as much as possible. And it didn't.
Oh, is that
it didn't
what
work.
the one from 7 months ago is?
Yeah, the 549 view one.
Yeah.
That
I was
one.
wondering.
That one's good because of the reaction it got. Yeah, but like. That was the one that I sent in. I don't know whether I sent in any references as well, because I could have sent in a couple of people for reference that would have easily been recognizable in the community. But again, the amount of like obviously you know from your end, but I'm just thinking about it because of me having a wife and kid. The amount of effort I would have had to put in to get ready for Under Event, and then the fact that only now am I feeling a little bit more confident, but I still feel like I have a little bit more to go before I can really have that impact that I want that's on the same level.
Yeah, like it's like, a lot. Like even us, like we were only able to show that much because we had already done it. Like it was a time crunch, and we already had over half of that ready. And three, like yours is even more complicated than building in a lot of ways. So like, yeah, I get it. You might be able to sign up for next year. Like next year's the final one. It's not even called 2025. It's called the final Under Event.
Yeah, it's like the funniest part was I was thinking about that today, just being like, you know what, I could literally just forego everything this year, and just keep working on it, and not drop any updates. Just turn around and be like, guys, I'm sorry, I'm not dropping any updates. but that would kill a lot of people for this because of me saying like, oh, it'll be the end of March, it'll be the end of March. I'm dropping this thing no matter what, end of March, because I feel like it's worth it now to kind of celebrate the progress that's been made.
Yeah.
The and it's like the another reason why I was saying about it being slightly stressful at the moment in terms of like trying to sell it in the same sort of style as a presentation at Under event is like the whole deal with trying to get everything how everyone expects and just get all the assets together because of again it being so goddamn complicated. And it it's like how obviously you've said previously you've got people in to help out with the build and stuff. The the only thing that I wish I could have would be like a good month solid where nobody has any problems in terms of like VA stuff and everything just goes conveniently smooth. No,
Yeah.
because that's not me ripping on anyone on the VA team or anything. It's just you know for a fact that like real life gets in the way of stuff a lot. Otherwise, everything would get done a lot sooner. And it's just like, well, I just got to keep working on stuff.
Honestly, even with the way Immersiontale, I don't even know if it would fit under event in
Hmm.
terms of the way it's being developed, because now that I've been in it, even our build was like, I think, on the cusp of like, if it strayed any further, it wouldn't fit under event.
Hmm.
Like, it's such a. I'm not saying don't apply, you may as well try. But it's like, but it's the sort of thing, it's like, I don't know, the production of it, and then because the big thing is they want you to be able to give a product or thing for people to have by the end of it, which is why significant progress. Even if you made
Yeah.
significant progress, Immersion Tale isn't going to be nearly completed, or like you won't get episode 1 anytime soon.
Oh hell no.
So that's I think that's the big reason that they probably wouldn't let it in, is because the point of Under event is to showcase things, not just like big fan projects, but things they people are ready to give to the community like
Yeah.
relatively soon or that year. So like Immersion Tale is like cool, it will advertise it, but you know,
But nobody would get
you're
anything
not
from
gonna,
it.
no one's gonna get anything
Yeah.
for a good while. So that's a big thing for Under event, which I learned going in, which is why I like went so hard on the fact that I couldn't show any of the build, because if I showcased the build and stuff, right, I wouldn't have a product to really give
Mm.
out. I mean, obviously there would be the world download still, but like you wouldn't get the surprise aspect. You wouldn't.
Everybody would already
None of
know
it.
what to
Yeah,
expect.
everyone would already know it. So
Yeah.
I can't. World download is already quite a small thing because it's not even the finished world. So if I showcase the build throughout the whole thing, I'm not really giving them anything. It's just like I was there. Look at it.
Mm.
So that's the big thing, which was really difficult for us, and I think you'd probably have the same problem, but even more difficult because you're just like animated things like that.
Oh,
That's a whole other thing.
I've just got to catch up with chat here. Um, let's see. Green says, "Wait, like final? No, no, no. It's not just final for the lore. It's like it's the final one that they're doing. They mentioned that pretty early on in
Yeah, it's the final
2024.
Under event. Which, to be fair, fair enough. I cannot stress enough. Even if you aren't that a biggest fan of how they approached 2024, which I don't know why you wouldn't. If you love animated things and you love cool stuff, it's incredible. I
Mm.
adore it. I think this is the best Under event by far. Like, it was the most interesting to watch, significantly. Um, I think you have to give them credit because I was genuinely concerned about the health of the director,
Oh
Octo,
boy.
because like he obviously this was 2024 was the most organized and most smoothly run
Oh.
Under event because obviously they've had like 2 or 3 years now to like know what to expect and things. But even that, even with everything, like they had to delay it 1 month just for the sake of it getting polished and stuff instead of rushing it. But even that, even an extra month, it was still a crunch of within like the span of a week or within I know this specifically within the span of 48 hours before the event, he had slept 2 of those hours.
Jeez.
All of that time was spent working on
Ah,
editing it and compiling it and organizing it and everything. That's just the last 2 days. Imagine that, but since November.
bloody hell.
It was
I
bad.
I got somebody new in chat that wants to see Undertale content, so I'm gonna throw my video on for the sake of it. Here we
You
go.
may as well.
This is Immersiontale, a full 3D animated movie of
But
Undertale's
yeah,
true
like
pacifist run, featuring a little bit of an AU twist.
Under event,
I've been working on this
even when it's
project
a
for.
smoothly running, it's taxing. It's really difficult. So
I know, right?
even if you aren't a fan of how it was approached, you have to respect it. Like the effort and the love that went into every single scene, and reference and music and artists and everything. I don't think I've ever seen anything so thought was put into every single aspect of it. So and they gave their entire life to it. So yeah, you gotta respect it.
Here
And
we
they were
go.
very accommodating with the people because like if you got a deadline and stuff, they were very accommodating and stuff for if you were late or if you were ill or if you couldn't do it. Obviously, to a point. Like if you were in December and you didn't have the trailer, they were gonna be like, "Look, this is a concern, but we're gonna work with you here if it's possible to get done. If you need help editing it or something, like we'll help, but you know it needs to get done. Like they were the best they could do."
I'm gonna throw this up.
Sorry.
I'm gonna throw this up, and then I'm gonna have a laugh. Oh, BRB gonna copy and paste Castello. I was gonna say,
that's gonna be great to see what's actually accurate then.
while Felicia's doing that, like, I just gotta say, you know, like after I didn't get in, I went to the Discord for the rejected event. You know, like the one that's supposed to be for the rejected people. And oh my god, like not throwing shade or anything, but I don't know whether it was the same for Under event, but the whole organization was like every I think 3 months or something you have to show progress for your project and make a trailer for us so that we can view it.
Wait. Repeat that?
It was something along the lines, the rules for the what happened was everybody that was rejected from Under event created their own Discord, right? And they were basically the whole idea is that they're gonna try and do an event after Under event has ended to kind of take up the mantle, as it were. And I was like, okay, I'll try and get in there instead then, because at least it'll kind of get eyes on the project a little bit.
Yeah, it's still something to be. It's a fan project either way. You know?
So I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And I went in there, and they were like, okay, here's the rules. They were like, okay, submit your projects, we'll have a look at them. But every, like, I swear it was something stupid, like, every 3 months, you have to show us progress. And with the progress, you have to show us a trailer that's edited of your new progress. So that we can see it. It was something stupid. It was something stupid like that, because I looked at it, I took one look and was just like, yeah, nah, I'm out. It's too much effort, and I can't do that with what I've got. You know, you're asking me essentially to create a mini movie with new animation that nobody else is going to see, like every 3 months.
That's no Under event was not like that in the slightest. That's really bad. I don't like that. That's really terribly run. Damn. No, even Under event was literally just like so you had the trailer concept, like the shot list,
yeah,
text on the screen with what you like thought the shots were going to be. Then it was like putting it, and then you had months just to figure out,
Mm.
like, just to create things and stuff for the trailer, and then I don't. It was really well run. Like, if it was a different sort of project, like they obviously didn't expect us to like we were different. We were a map.
Mm.
They didn't expect us to get shots of like things and like that we were like a few screenshots of a build that we were working on. That was fine. That was our progress update for me.
Yeah.
Because yeah, like we'll get all the shots afterwards, but we need the build. Obviously, we compiled like once we had the locations down and like the outlines and stuff, we like compiled like a shot list. So it was like the concept trailer. But like, yeah, they wouldn't do that. Like a trailer every single time. That's insane. Like what?
I'll show this one off, and then yeah, we can talk about it more after. So yeah, Felicia, this will explain things a little bit better for you. A full 3D animated movie of Undertale's true pacifist run, featuring a little bit of an AU twist.
This is
I've been working on this project for a little over a year at this point, mapping out all of the underground in 3D down to its smallest details and slowly getting actors to fill the roles. Here's a quick peek at what it all looks like so far.
Ow! I'm alive? I'm alive!
You idiot! In this world, it's kill or be killed!
Yo, you're a kid too, right? I can tell because you're wearing a striped shirt.
Everyone is always laughing and cracking jokes, trying to forget our modern crises.
Did you hear what they just said? They said a human wearing a striped shirt will come through. I heard that they hate spiders.
Hi, I'm Tammy, and this my clan, Tammy.
You're about to face the greatest challenge of your entire journey. Your actions here will determine the fate of the entire world. If you refuse to fight, Asgore will take your soul and destroy humanity. But if you kill Asgore and go home, monsters will remain trapped underground. What will you do? Well, if I were you, I would have thrown in the towel by now.
Hey, there we go. So,
Oh, spoilers! I'm not caught up yet.
the funniest part about that was I was looking at it, I'm like, oh my god, this all looks trash now. And you want to know why? It's because everything apart from Waterfall has been updated heavily, apart from maybe like the ruins. It's like, oh my god, so many things I just edited. And then the funniest part is one of the very early video updates I did, somebody turned around and went, dude, imagine if you just gonna like remake some of the other areas again. And then, sure enough, memes turned around like a month ago or two and was like, so anyway, Snowdin's looking pretty flat, isn't it? I got so self-conscious and was like, right, I gotta update this now. Next moment,
No.
all of Snowdin got redone, so Snowdin looks fantastic now. I'm like, okay, that's brilliant. Then I had frame rate issues with Snowdin, and I was like, oh no, I managed to fix them, and I'm like, great, this is fine, it's all good.
This is why when people animate, they make it so the only things that render are the things on the actual camera.
It's like, I did all of that for Snowdin, and then I was looking at the core, and I'm like, you know what, I'm doing the core anyway. I added more details to the core, but the core was running at 2 frames per second when I was rendering the entire thing, primarily because it's like, the best way of describing it is, Blender does not like it if you spend ages like adding multiple lights, because it has to calculate the shadows from each light if you run it in a certain way. And because I'm running it all in real time like you would in a game, it just chugs so hard, so I have to like be really picky with where I'm cutting up pieces of the environment, so when I do like a camera transition, it doesn't look bad and it makes it look like all one seamless environment. And then with the inside of the core, I got annoyed because I was like, okay, I've done the inside of the core, it looks great, all the lighting and everything. And then I was looking at it for ages and I was like, the walls are too flat, they look too simple. And then I went to the outside of the core that I'd spent ages getting up to, because I was like, okay, I need to build the core, but to do that, I need to build Heartland. But to do that, I need to build Waterfall so I can connect them all together. And I just got back to that one point, and then I'm like, you know what? I've detailed the outside of the core with a load of pipes and everything else. I wonder whether I could just throw those on the inside. So then I've just decorated the inside of the core. So the inside of the core looks fantastic and has some interesting bits that I'm like, okay, this is my way of working around that. Including just making the vertical height of it look pretty big, so it gives you that sort of imposing death drop style look. And then the only other thing that's been annoying me is I looked through everything and I was like, okay, I like Hotland now. Hotland is finally done. I'm like, I've got the core done, that's all good. I got the resort done, the resort's fantastic. Snowdin's done, nobody's gonna say anything about Snowdin looking flat now. Oh, it's great. Finally, I got everything done. And then the only problem I'm having now is I'm looking at the ruins and going, you know what? I could use some Dark Souls style look to it. I'm like, no!
Oh my god.
And the reason why, right? And I'm thinking of it just before the update as well, which is terrible because it would mean I'd have to grind for like a month. Is I was looking at every other version of the ruins. And the one thing that's annoying me is, you know, like I said to you about the duck in Waterfall, where I was like, the duck's a problem, man.
Yeah.
And you were like, I hate that duck. I hate that duck so much. And Squid's like, dude, just do drugs. Well, I was looking at one room in particular.
You were looking up drugs and you found the first one. I get it now.
Obviously, you know, and I've seen you talk about it, is the concept art for the ruins and Toriel's place. And it being vastly different because they just got lazy and used the same palette, basically, for the ruins for Toriel's house and didn't really want to do anything else. But the one thing that's kicking me now is, you know, where Toriel comes out of what they say is the shop, and you just see like the overlook of the entirety of the ruins, which is obviously then replayed with New Home, where you can see all of New Home. I keep going back to that balcony, and I'm like,
wait a minute, how did she get...
Exactly, right? It's a question of like, where's the shop? What is she doing over there in the first place? Why is that balcony even there? Where does that all fit in the underground?
The balcony is there
because the balcony makes it look as though there's a massive part of the ruins next to it, and then it's overlooking it. But when you look at the walk from the tutorials and then to Snowdin, it's not that far. So the playing with perspective and everything, and I'm sat there going, this makes no sense. And because I have like massive OCD, my brain's like, this needs to make sense now, dude. You're in the catacombs as well, so the catacombs are small and underground, so the ruins being a wide open area, it doesn't make sense, does it? And I'm like, dude, stop, brain, stop. And the only way that I could figure out an idea for this in terms of what I would do to change it if I decided at the last minute to change it was I'd do the architecture a little bit more accurate to some stuff that I've done with like the throne room where it's got like archways in the walls to kind of give it a little bit more detail. But the defining thing for me would be vertically, where you see obviously from overhead and you see like all the walls and everything. I've mirrored that in the ruins, so it looks pretty flat on the roof and the floor. And the only thing that I could think of doing was doing the floor so it's a bit staggered with some steps here and there, maybe a bit more verticality to it. And with the ceiling, embrace the kind of like catacomb style thing that they're supposed to be going for, but have it so there's holes in the ceiling at certain points so you can see that actual city, like the buildings above, so it looks like the catacombs are under the ruins. That's the only way that I could get it to make sense, and I'm like, just certain shots would look so good with like the same buildings that you see in like New Home in those positions, but it would be so few and far between. I'm like, I don't know whether this would work. It would look really cool. Everything would be complete then. Do I do it? Do I not? I'm just sat here for like ages just contemplating it. It's just like, ah!
If I were you, I would do the trailer and then go change it. Because it's good enough. You said it yourself before you had that thought. It was fine. So you can use what you have there now, but then if you really like, you can give people the content, and then if you really decide, you can go back to it.
Yeah.
But like you shouldn't have to halt progress again because you're going to do another update. Because this is going to keep happening. You're going to get more ideas later down the line. And if you keep putting off doing the same update over and over because you keep getting more and more ideas, you're never going to get an update.
The one thing that I did stick to recently from the other night, though, was I turned around after the event and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to play any more fan games yet. And I said, because if I play fan games, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to like certain parts of them. There's going to be content creep because of it. And I'm going to be like, okay, now I got to update these sections of the maps, or I want this character in, and it's got to make sense. And it's just no. Like,
anyway,
I can just about make it work and make sense at the moment because it's so close to other things that have done the same thing recently. Not saying any more than that for obvious reasons, for no spoilers. But there are different projects and other things that have done stuff similar where I'm like, okay, that's not bad. This will work. I was already kind of doing this anyway to get around the fact that I don't have access to certain character models and things. And then it's like, I just hope this works. I can't play anything. It's like I can't go ahead and play any other fan games because otherwise I'm just going to be adding and adding and adding, and it'll never get released. And I had a project like that ran from like end of 2004 till partway through 2009, and that's
crazy.
It was just stupid. Like every other year I was adding like new content with a bunch of people because I was it was like my first team-based project, and I was working with people in like 3 different time zones doing this stuff. And yeah, it just got massive content creep and just never got fully done. I was just like, oh, no, I'm not having that. That was another thing, just to the whole presentation
there's
thing.
a solution here. It's called playing them and then just sticking to your decision.
Yeah, just having to stick to it.
I know this is an impossible thing to achieve, but maybe it's not so impossible.
the other one was I had to justify all this, like, basically working myself to death recently, because someone was like, dude, do you really have to go all in on this update? And I was like, the worst part is, it's not so much an addiction, but it's more a need to satisfy a very strong feeling where it's like, every other project that I've done, I've always started it in a similar manner where I'm like, okay, I got an idea, let's get people to help out and see what happens. Some have been better than others, and then down the line, either people get poached from different other teams. So, like, for instance, the first one that I did, there were so many other dev teams doing similar stuff, and what would happen was, because the community was small, the other teams that just happened to be bigger or more popular would just poach people off other teams. So I ended up with nobody by the end of that one. And I was just like, oh, great, well, I can't do anything now. And then there was another one where I was like, okay, making this thing, it's all good, I'm all on my own, it's fine. Computer died on me. I was like, oh, no! And then the third one I did it, it was kind of okay. And I was like, okay, I'll expand it, it'll be like a big team thing. I started doing like crowdfunding for it, and it went really well. And then what ended up happening was I got death threats, people threatened my job, I got DDoSed, and on top of that, the guy that I was working with got hired by the games industry and was put under contract. I got an industry contract, and for those who don't know, when you're under industry contract, it means you can't like, do anything else. You can't do any other projects, otherwise they can, that doesn't become yours. Yeah, conflict of interest. So basically, we couldn't work on anything for ages, and also the guy that I was working with, it was like a 50-50 thing, and because I was doing tons of work, what ended up happening was I was actually outworking him, and when he tried to keep up with me, it just wasn't happening. So my pace has always been ridiculously fast, and like constantly just work, and like nobody could keep up with me by this point. And then I get to this project, and how can you even DDoS? Do you have a server? What happened was, it was, the way that they used to be able to DDoS you through Skype? Like, what would happen was, if for anyone who used to use Skype, they would get your IP, and then backtrack it, and then use that and just DDoS you. I had it happen. It was crazy. And the job threats were bad as well. Like, basically, somebody faked my employer, who at the time was a major AAA games industry company, and they were like, so yeah, anyway, we've heard you've broken NDA. We're gonna need you to email us back with all the details and everything.
Insane.
Yeah, it was so stupid. It's what caused me to leave that fandom in particular and just cancel that project. And the worst part was, people had paid me for it, and because of me being disabled, I couldn't easily pay everybody back, because I'd already been using the receipts to be like, look, here's the receipt, I've used it to get a new computer at the time so I can do the project and stuff. It ended up leaving me really salty, to the point where I was like, I feel guilty that I've took money off people and I can't give it back. I feel guilty because now I'm stuck here with a computer, which technically I can use to make content, but it's never going to be that content because I've had threats, and literally people have messed around with trying to impersonate my employer, to which, literally, when that happened, I got on the phone with my employer and was just, like, my boss was on the other end of the phone. He's like, dude, what's going on? And I was like, just wondering, is this us? And he's like, send the email to HR. Sent it to HR, and they were like, yeah, that's not us. And he was like, can you do us a favor? Can you send us copies of that, just in case? And I was like, yeah, sure. He's like, yeah, just block it immediately. I was like, right, that blocked, project's cancelled. And it just made me feel really guilty. And then I'm like, after all this time, I'm like, I'm still interested in 3D. I really like doing it. But the problem is, it's always either team-based stuff, or I always reach either halfway, maybe, where I can see the finish line ahead of me, and it never gets completed. And I always end up feeling really, really, really bad afterwards, like guilty as hell. So, like with... Oh, yeah. The last project, I did release something eventually, just to kind of, like, try and smooth things over, but it was nowhere near what I would have done, you know, and it just made me feel like really guilty. And then like obviously with this one, I'm like, okay, I'll start off differently. I'll use everything that I've learned and everything that I've been able to do and try and actually do a project and complete it now. And I think it's why I look like an absolute madman most of the time with this, and why it's like, dude, why are you pushing yourself so hard? It's because I'm at that point now where it's not just I can see the goal, it's I'm at the point of having every bit of content ready for me to reach the goal, because it's only animating after I get all that. And it's the best way to describe it is I'm like a dog attached to a chain that's in the floor, and I'm really yanking at that chain trying to get out so I can complete the project. No, it's insane. Hang on, Jen, baby's awake. It's terrible. I'm not going to mention the fandom in particular, but yeah, it's like I've never been this close to completing something before after all that crap from like 2004 onwards. So like when I say at this point I am absolutely desperate to complete one project so I can be like, okay, here's more than a concept, here's more than just a little bit of content here and there, to actually complete it the way that I want and be satisfied. It's just like, I need this so much that it's basically on a meta level at this point of like, if I complete the project and it comes out well, I'll be that satisfied that it will probably impact the project and the way that its story unfolds and everything. It's just insane. I don't know what else to say other than like, I that's why I feel so lucky. That's why I feel so lucky for 2024, because I got so much done, and I got so lucky with finding like character artists that would help out and do pretty much whatever I wanted. I'm just like, oh my god.
You're like crazy. Like, your determination is something else. I don't know what I would have done, honestly.
It's like, I was recently looking back through old footage, and I remember one of the people at the Hotland event turning around and being like, seeing the event, and then just being like, this man is pure determination, and I'm looking back through the footage and going, you don't even know the half of it. You really don't even know the half of it, you know? It's so nuts. It's like, I just want to win. I feel like I'm quoting Flowey by accident here. Oh, I just want that one win so I can be like, look, I've finally done what I set out to do and what I've said I've wanted to do for ages. I don't have to rely on anyone apart from the voice actors. Everything's what I've learned in different fields and stuff over God knows how many years, and I don't want to be stopped this time. I really don't. It would just completely crush me to have this one fail with how well everything's been going.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Touch wood right now.
I know. I like smacking my desk here, just like, ah!
Like, it would be a shame if something bad happened to this one now, but it's going well. Ha ha ha.
Next
you're
moment.
asking for it if you keep that up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, like, apart from obviously this stream, I'm not gonna do that again, but it's just, man, it's not fun. Not fun to have multiple projects just crash on you, and then you're like, okay, guess I'll pick up the pieces, and then the next one goes like either worse or something else, and it's just like,
Man is not destined to have a project. This is tragic.
Asriel, controlled by Kara, says, hi, hello. Imagine if this project had a game version. Average, you've been on about that since you found out about the project. Oh,
What does that mean?
Average has been saying for ages, what would happen if I open sourced everything so that essentially people would make Immersiontale into basically Undertale but HD and also in like Unreal Engine 5.
Damn.
And I'm like, as much as it would probably be like a really cool version, I've already explained a bunch of times, like, some of these models I can't give out. I really
like,
can't.
You can't do it.
It's
So many reasons.
it's like the first update, I more or less summed it up, but I was like, I'm actually surprised that any of you in the Undernet are actually helping me, because it's not normal for people to turn around and be like, okay, random guy who's doing an animation, here's my model that I've spent so long working on. I hope you don't send it to anybody. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. I have a lot of trust put in me now. I do not want to betray that, especially after all the other stuff that I just mentioned, you know. It's like, oh.
What is it that the kids say? You've got that skibbity riz in you, Dave.
Oh.
You've got that. I'm not saying that ever again.
Oh.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
The one of the other funny ones recently was me mentioning about my wife and kid, where I mention it frequently just for the sake of not just dropping it and be like, oh, I have a wife and kid, but it's more just because I know a lot of my new viewers for this project are way younger than I am, and obviously other projects have been cancelled because of terrible things to do with age gaps or other things, and I'm just like, I'm making this abundantly clear. I'm not like that. I have a family.
It's sad that people are so quick to jump to stuff like that.
It's like,
horrible.
that was the one thing that I thought I would have the most problems with, is just the age gap between me and the community, but I think because I've treated everybody just like I would any other adult, it seems like it's fine, and I've not really...
I also think, you have to remember, like, you're gonna get a lot more, like, younger people interacting, like, live community stuff, but there's a lot of adults and stuff who are also concerned. Like, a lot of adults and stuff create the fan content that a lot of the younger audience consume, you know? Like, it's a lot more normal than you think. It's just, of course, the odd exception, like, the rare ones will be, like, when something goes wrong, that'll obviously become the highlight, because... That's a rare thing. Like, it would not be, like, a big thing if it was common, you know? Like, I feel like you really don't have to worry about it as much. Because, like, obviously, don't be weird to the audience.
Oh, yeah, no, don't be weird.
But, like, you don't have to worry actively, like, oh, people are gonna think I'm weird because I'm creating Undertale content.
So,
like, that's very normal.
So here's one for you. Average in chat says, how big's the age gap? So if I remember rightly, when I started this, when we did the Toby raid, which was when we met Rev, basically what happened was I did the original trailer, which took me like almost a year or something to get all the stuff ready for that. And then I did the trailer, paraded it around the Undernet, and when I did that, we did the Toby raid afterwards, which was everybody that was there who agreed to be on, like, the VA cast, including Revtrosity. Basically, everybody decided we'll celebrate by doing a raid on the Undernet server that we were in at the time. So we all dressed up as Toby and went around the map. And we were just messing around, having a good laugh, to, like, going up to people and just being like, hi, I'm Toby. And everyone was like, wait, is that Toby Fox? You know. And I remember, this is all context for the age gap, by the way. I remember when we were doing this, we played Breakout in the Undernet's game core, which is like the one where it's like Pong, but you've got a paddle and you break blocks at the top of the screen. Basically, when Rev was in front of me in queue, somebody turned around and said, Rev, how old are you? And he said, I'm 25. And bear in mind, this was like, I think a couple of years ago now. And then somebody turned around and went, boy, you're old, and walked off.
Oh, damn.
Right? And I'm stood behind Rev. I'm not going to say how old I am, but I'm older than Rev by a significant amount. And,
You're 88?
No, not that bad. But yeah, I'm older than Rev. And it's like, just to hear that, I'm always conscious about that whole the age gap, because the age gap that I imagine for like Undertale, even though it's old, I still imagine the demographic is like teens to young adults, and I'm like that's way like out of my range. So any like interacting that can come across as weird, even though it might not be, I want to completely avoid, to avoid any problems. So yeah, it's crazy. It's just I don't want any weird things going on, because you already hear about stuff like that with other projects that just gives you the creeps. It's just like uh
Life lesson, guys. Don't be weird to people.
yeah.
I
Uh,
don't think this is something that had to get clarified more than once. But that's a life lesson.
it's I think the easiest way of describing it, because I do tend to mess up communication quite a lot with people. What I mean is, like, generally when when you're younger, you get told not to hang around with strange people. When you're older, you kind of get used to the whole thing of don't really hang around with people that are younger than you, because it just looks weird and people think all things. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of get that. So, no. Speedy says, hello, hi, how people doing? It's like why when I interact with everybody, I try and treat everybody just the same, because then there's no problems.
Yeah, it's not like there's like why were you weird to that person? It's no, this is just how you are.
In terms of like, there's a question there by Average again. Why would you mess up communication? That sounds counterproductive. So
it's not. I don't think people intend to do this.
it's the way I talk. I've been described even by like my own parents as saying like I can mean one thing, but I can say it in such a way that it sounds absolutely terrible. So like, for instance, if I mean a joke, but I say it in like a certain tone or a certain way, it can sound like I'm being super serious to somebody. Like if I was to say like somebody's ugly but in a joking way, they'd punch me. It's that kind of thing. Like even my wife understands where it's like I try and explain something to her, and sometimes she'll be like, "Dude, can you just run me by that again? Because that sounds terrible." I'm just like, rephrase. You know. So yeah, it's crazy. Alvin says, "Hello, Mr. Dave. How are you doing?" I'm doing good. Hey, Voidley. Everybody's coming in now. I'm literally just like checking over files still.
You and your files. You know what would be really funny? You should get those like those baby sensory videos. You should just like have one of those playing on screen as you do this to keep chat entertained. And then if they get really bored, you can add like Minecraft parkour. And then if they get really bored, you can add Subway Surfers. And then if they get really just add all the brain rot footage slowly adding on the screen, so then people don't get. They're like, oh, there's footage on screen. I have to keep watching. Oh, it's a brilliant idea.
Here's one for you. Because I'll probably end up talking to you in future about this kind of stuff. When it comes to oh, problem with my wife, I think. You can probably hear her on the baby monitor.
I don't hear it.
With Undertale and stuff, the worst thing I'm having problems with now is interpreting animations, from like the battle box, interpreting them as actual 3D attacks.
Oh.
Some of that is terrible, and the funniest way of describing it is normally, like for instance, the skeletons are a good example, because like Sans and Papyrus share a lot in other fan media of like, oh, it's just rows of bones or piles of bones popping out the floor violently. But it's like, well, they're brothers, but they don't necessarily have the same strength. So then, how do you differentiate between the two? And what makes Papyrus different to Sans? Why, like, which one of them is more violent depending on the situation? It's weird. It's like with Undyne's is a little bit easier because she can spawn spears out of literally anywhere.
Yeah, like Undyne's is a lot more blatant, and also she gives you like one of the things to use as like a shield. Like there's a lot of options.
It's like,
You know what one's real? I think Papyrus and Sands, you could just get away with doing pretty similar because like that's the whole gimmick. The Papyrus is like the setup to that battle, and the whole point is that Sands throws you off because you expect it like that. But it's just a lot more. It's a lot more rapid fire. He doesn't let you does not give you a chance to think. That's the whole gimmick of that. So I don't think you have to worry about it being similar because that's kind of the point. But the one that I think is most worrying is Muffets.
Oh, so I've got 2 for you here. Well, actually, no, 3 that are interesting. One is Muffets, because it's funny coming up with interesting things to try and figure it out in 3D. But before you get to Muffet, one recently that I had to try and figure out because I got a new cast member as well was Aaron.
Oh my!
I was like,
God.
how the hell are we gonna do Aaron? Is it gonna be like a wrestling style thing with like the flexing as well? And my wife was like, how about you make it like uncomfortable flexing where Aaron's like overly confident, so he's like grabbing Frisk in a headlock and be like, check out these muscles. And
Oh my God.
I was like, that would actually kind of work. And then she was like, what happens if you have Washua in the same scene and have Washua holding little lights behind Aaron so it makes it look like it's a stage show or something? And I was like,
No, the thing is, Washa hates Aaron.
yeah.
Washa's like, oh, you're so dirty.
The reason why I mentioned Washua as well, though, is because I was thinking about Washua and the whole green is clean thing, especially because of the battle box. I was like, I'd just love to have Washua doing something like spawning magically a bunch of sponges and then just pelting Frisk with them in the face.
Oh, that right there, perfect.
I thought that would fit. And then in the same vein, one of the first ideas I had for Muffets, which I think has stuck throughout all of it that I've mentioned a couple of times, was because of the way that the battle box works. I'm not so sure about the webs yet still, but the original idea I had that I've had for ages was literally just turning it into a giant food fight where there's tons of Muffet spiders just throwing croissants and donuts at Frisk. I thought that would be so funny.
Incredible.
It's like when you think about ideas like that way.
But to be fair, I forgot the food aspect was like literally a part of the fight. I
Yeah.
didn't know my first playthrough that she was like throwing food and stuff.
The
It was
the funniest part that I thought about Muffet's one was having Frisk get pelted with a bunch of food and then vaulting over one of the tables and hiding behind it to take cover, and then have the pet come out of nowhere and then chase Frisk around the room. I thought that would be hilarious just because, like, I don't think the true pacifist route would be incredibly sort of, like, depressing or threatening. Sure, it has to be threatening, but I feel like it's...
I mean, the Muppet fight is kind of meant to be silly. It's pastries getting thrown at you.
Yeah.
It's a alright, time for dinner, and then it's just a giant muffin. I think what would be really funny because you have the like you're like going upwards. I think it would be really funny if Frisk like starts climbing the webs and stuff to get away from the muffin. To like sort of like mimic the going upwards in the battle box. Because I think that's what visually, because it's like going up webs. So I just imagine like Frisk just like frantically trying to climb the webs and stuff to get away.
I could do that. It's like...
I think that would be fun.
For another one that I was thinking of recently, and I ended up animating it a little bit, was I literally did, the first part of Metaton's fight where he's the boxy form.
Yeah.
Part of the battle box is obviously the stretchy limbs. I literally just animated the arms to be super stretch.
Oh, I mean, exactly. That's what you meant to do.
It sounds so crazy, but like, not so much crazy. That one's a little bit obvious, but it's so funny because it makes it look like Metaton's out of One Piece now because of one of the characters being stretchy and that.
And then Metatron becomes hot.
Yeah, and then
No.
I've got to figure out the whole thing for that because it's obviously like a dance off put in it as well. So it's like, oh no,
The
what am I
dance
gonna
off is
do?
gonna be fun though.
Trying to animate that, it's gonna be crazy.
The animating is gonna be a nightmare, but the concept is easier than the other ones.
Yeah,
Like you don't have to think too much about what you're gonna do, just how the heck are you gonna do it?
with Papyrus as one. I went to Dork's Discord and asked Dorked about it. You know, the creator of Inverted Fate.
Yeah.
I was like, Dorked, I've been watching your content. This was like a couple of years ago. I was like, Dorked, I've been literally lurking your content for ages because I find it fascinating. Like, because of all the character rundowns and everything. At the time, I was like halfway through Inverted Fate, I think. And I was like, I need some sort of like ideas here. Do you know what I could do with Papyrus to make him different to Sans? And she was like, how about you do the Looney Tunes thing with the bones? And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, just make the bones like rubbery or something so that
Oh my god.
they have like a crazy sort of like stretch thing to them, so they're bending all over the place and looking very cartoony. And I was like, you know what? That kind of
Wait,
fits
that
with
really
Papyrus.
fits with the sporadicness of the bones, like jumping about and stuff.
So yeah. So that's something I'm trying to incorporate. And
I
then
really like that. Really fun, actually.
the whole fight with Papyrus ended up, the idea for it at the moment, it is literally just Frisk running away from constant waves of bones in the background. The idea is to have like Papyrus in the foreground doing his whole spiel, you know, where he's like, I wonder what I should wear for the date. And he's constantly like dabbing on different stuff and then talking to himself. He's doing that in the foreground while Frisk is dodging all kinds of like different bone
Peak. It's
bone
literally
patterns in the background, so it ends up looking like Scooby-Doo in the background, you know, where they're going between the doors.
Yeah.
I was like, that would just be so funny for most of that, because then it's more focused on Papyrus than it is Frisk, and it's kind of an easy cop-out, because at least then I'm kind of only cutting between left and right, or maybe occasionally forwards and backwards, so I'm not having to do like a full-on 3D fight thing. Memes
Yeah, and
Memes
it would
has the
also
concept
fit
of
the
it.
vibe a lot better.
Yeah, because like again, I figure like the true pacifist route would be a lot more lighthearted in that way, with sort of like
Yeah, I think the only parts of the True Pacifist that are really intense is the True Lab,
mm,
Core, and that's about it. Unless you count Omega Flurry, but it's technically neutral.
mm,
Like Asgore's obviously intense, but we
yeah,
say that because he's the final boss. But naturally so.
and then
But everything outside of that is like pretty silly. Waterfall's kind of serious, but then Waterfall deceives you. The atmosphere makes you think it's going to be really serious. Undyne starts a really dramatic feel, then it's all out the window.
yeah, it goes all out the window, where she's just like, screw this, you don't deserve any of the law, I'm just gonna kill you now.
Yeah, exactly. So you still get away with it being silly at that point because it is.
We can kind of get away with being a little bit serious, a little bit silly for Waterfall. Like
Yeah, because the atmosphere is serious. But then you
the
get Tem, and then you get Aaron.
the
and then you get
Temmie
Undyne's
bit.
actual fight.
Temmie's bit. I already I started animating that, and I've got the shot for the trailer as well. But like I think it was quite a few people in chat helped me come up with it, including Alvin at the moment. And it was I'm assuming you've seen the second Jurassic Park film, the Lost World.
I don't think I have actually.
Right, okay. So the easiest way to describe it is I give Temmie glowing cat eyes, right? You know, like when a cat has a flashlight or something, or like a car headlight, go past its eyes, it has that glow that appears in like photos or whatever. I give Temmie glowing eyes to make her look as though she's slightly intimidating when she's not. And the whole idea is I turned that section into this silly chase thing where it's like Frisk goes into the long grass in that area, and then it's just a load of rabid Temmies popping out looking like they're absolutely evil, but all they want is a hug.
Oh my god. Does it reveal at the end that they're just like really silly?
The idea was that like they would pop up and Frisk would be like, "Oh god, that's terrifying. I've got to get out of here." Runs the same way that you would to get to Temmie Village. And you see like the shot from the front of like all these Temmies trying to dive on Frisk with some of them grabbing on. And then the idea is the shot would be just coming through the cave entrance to Temmie Village and just having all these Temmies hanging off Frisk and Frisk just being like, I never want to go through anything like that again.
I'm obsessed with that actually, yeah.
Uh.
That's good, I like that.
It's
Especially with the whole Tem loves human thing.
yeah.
That's great.
It's like there's only 2 sections that I wanted to include English in the entire thing, and that's Temmie Village, which has broken English, and then MTT Resort because of Metaton. Because I thought it makes sense with Metaton liking human culture and stuff to have actual English there.
Yeah.
Like that's the only places I can get away with that without using Ancient Hylian from Zelda to emulate monster language.
Man, I need to go eat. I made food and I've just been talking.
Too busy having a laugh.
Distracted. I know. How dare you? How dare you stream? Never stream again.
What would you do if I literally just was like, right, guys told me not to stream, I'm gonna go with it, right? Ending stream, guys, you'll never see me again.
So as we were saying about, imagine something really bad happened where you had to stop the project. It was the words of me. I never knew it. I was the secret villain.
Dun dun dun.
Where is the soundboard?
Right, I'm gonna.
Bye.
Bye. So yeah, that was Doge. Doge is from the Minecraft build project. If you didn't know. But yeah, if you saw the Minecraft build in the Under event, Doge is the lead on that. It's so fun talking with him. But yeah, during all of that, I managed to get quite a lot of files backed up. I still need to sort through the sound stuff. That's the stuff that's going to be interesting now, is like sorting through that and making sure that's done. Because the sound is important, I need to know that I have all of the voice stuff. But obviously I couldn't play that on stream. I think I have everything else backed up. I'm going to have to double check that later. There's a lot of like characters and everything else. But yeah, coming up with ideas, as you've heard, for stuff in 3D is awkward. It's not easy, and you kind of have to go off the game itself, plus like a myriad of other things, like not just the battle box, like some of the text gives you descriptions as well, and how the characters are personality wise. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it, so I will be asking again, especially now, from people about certain fights to up to perspective. Yes, a lot of it as well is up to certain people's perspective or take on things. It's very subjective. It's like with how I was describing really early on in the project, like designing different areas, and I was saying, look, there is no one way of designing each area, as is evident by different projects having different takes on the same areas, like Hotland. But what I'm going to be asking for you guys in future is just like any ideas that you have that would either be fun or cool or you think might fit with certain characters or fights. By all means, I'm more than open to those, and then obviously crediting people, because that's what I'm all about, is making sure that people get credited. But as it stands at the moment with the update, we are literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters away from having the entire cast. It would have been 4, but Nakarat Jester decided to just break everything. And then obviously after that, it's just animating it, and which I obviously need the voiceover for. For those who don't know what happened with Nakarat Jester, I can show you. I can actually show you. I finally left the Discord call. I'll try and get this open now. I've just been pinged. Ah, there we go. Oh, this is so terrible. I've just been animating a bunch of characters recently. It's been fun. Netflix release when? Oh, that would be funny if that was a thing. But yeah, let's just do window capture and then make sure I get the right window here. I don't want to display the wrong thing. So as you can see here, this is Nakarat Jester. They don't have the textures. Immersiontale DVD, I wish. We can put them behind the scenes zone in specials. But yeah, no. The way that this is the Jester that stands next to Scarf Mouse in Snowden. And because you see them doing a talking bit with Scarf Mouse about, depression and keeping a smile on even in the face of depression, it's like, okay, they get a close-up. The problem is, as you can tell already, there is problems with smoothing. And it's mainly just because of how the model's done. This is why I'm annoyed at the moment as well, because like up until now I've not gone back and checked the older models, and it's partly why I was annoyed when I redid the fallen down bit, at the beginning of the ruins where I had to redo that, was because it was unusable and I went on like a small rant about it. This is kind of the same. Like for instance, I'll show you why, because it's pretty damn simple to explain. And it's my fault for not checking these sooner. But at least it's not too bad to just turn around and be like, right, it's just one character. There may be like 5 now instead of 4, but it's no big deal. So the way that this works is each model that you see in 3D is broken up into tries, which are 3 points like this. And then, normally for more recent games, more recent as in after the PlayStation and the Sega Saturn, so anything after 1995, what would happen is we'd try and do 3D artwork as quads, because then by doing it that way, you can add or take away detail pretty easily, and overall it just makes the model look cleaner. Quads get turned into tries anyway, as you can see here, when you split them in half. Basically, you do it in such a way that it just looks clean and makes sense. And if you don't do that, you end up with a bunch of errors. And this is because it's been modeled the wrong way. You can already see these errors now. I'm going to point them out here. But like round the eye, you can see vertex stretching there. Basically, those little points that make up every little bit of the model here, these ones. Like this. They're stretched too far. So what we actually have here is under certain lighting, it just gives you all these errors. So it looks like ass, basically. And it's the same with the mouth here. But the inside of the mouth isn't even part of the model. What they've done is they've skimped out on it and made it a separate model. And then done the same thing with that in terms of not modeling it correctly. So it goes through its own geometry. It's so stupid. It's the same with like both eyes as well, and maybe around the back of the head and on top of the head. It doesn't look good because it goes into tries there, which then mess up all over here. It just looks terrible. It's like everything with the head looks bad. I might be able to salvage like the lower portion. I'm not so sure about the legs because the legs are kind of the same, and the way that they've been done as well. The kind of not really here or there. It's like, I just came in the other night and I was like, this should be so easy to animate this. It's just mouth movements and then like a little bit of an idle or something and maybe a walk cycle were good. And then I come to this and I'll show you why it's so bad now. Not just the smoothing for here, but if we go into, say, the the face stuff to do with like facial animation, a lot of this is going to start screwing it up now. Like if I go happy face, not too bad. But if I go to the, oh, you can see all of this round here is the model just super deforming on itself in a bad way that looks terrible. And it would look like that in shot as well. So it looks super bad. You can see where all the smoothing goes from, there's only a bit of a problem here, a bit of a problem there, to, oh no. No. It's like the worst thing ever. What's even worse is when it has textures on it, because it starts like going through itself. Hang on. Let's try and external files and then blend folder. That should be fine. Oh, I can't find it. It's fine. Then we got stuff like that, which does the same thing. It just totally screws it. He looks happy at first until, oh no, that fish is growing legs. The thing is, the eyes do it as well. Like, it's not just the mouth, the eyes do it. It's like blink. You can see the eyes are stretching at the edges. Like when I move it back, they're not doing anything. When I blink again, they're just tearing at the seams, basically. It just looks terrible. It's just, I can't be using that. Like, it looks cool and everything. We got all the shape keys I need, but it just looks like ass. And I'm not prepared to use anything like that. No. So, that one's a big no-go in terms of stuff to do. What have I been... That moment we're like totally like spoiling stuff there. No, it's fine. But yeah, it's not good. Not good. I don't like it. It's not representative of the final quality. So yeah, I'm gonna have to redo that. Or get it redone. But in terms of what characters are left, I don't know whether I mentioned that before, but we've got Snowdrake. Snowdrake's in production at the moment. Knackrack Jester, Slime Janitor, and Ice Cap, I think, are the ones that are left to be done. There should be no more after that. I'm not asking for any other characters because most of the popular cast and some of the obscure ones have been done. So we've got quite a lot done. So yeah, I think what I'll do is, for the update, near the end of Immersiontale, this project fills you with determination. You got this, Mr. Dave, says Alvin. Thank you very much, Alvin. I think for the update, what I'll do is, I'll literally take Doja's advice to heart, and what I'll do is, I'll make sure I do as much of the trailer as possible, like all of the stuff that I said I was going to do, in terms of populating the underground, being able to tell the story, or give hints of the story that I'm adding in, and show off like the interactions and stuff, so people get an idea of what's going on, and can properly see it, rather than doing like an hour-long video. And then what I can do is, after that trailer, what I'll do is, I'll continue the video that I've... In fact, what I can do is I can do the trailer as a separate video, and then do what I've done now as a big explanation one, and then I can put the trailer out separately after the event, and I can just do the event still as the full thing that we've always had for VR chat. I could do it that way. Or I could, because I want to keep the idea of doing the trailer as its own thing, for it to speak for itself. So yeah, I could make like multiple different videos out of this. I'll take that like idea and just run with it tonight and have a good laugh, because I feel like, again, it's that whole thing of, as much as I can talk about the process and show how much has been done, again, the content should speak for itself. That's a big takeaway for today, because I feel like I've just really been padding it out and going and going and going. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed, and I shall see you some point round about March when I have all of this set up. Until then, bye!